Hello everyone, I know it has been a really long time since I have made a video, and this one will be incredibly short because I have a bad cold. I've been away for about 3 weeks from my home off and on, and decided to take some projects that were giving me fits as far as they only needed a little bit of back stitching or frog a small piece and redo, or just needed that last little push to get through us, and they were all on the smaller side, so I decided to take them with me while I was away helping a lady. So the first one that I'm showing here is a fully finished object, and this was actually one of my UFOs originally. I do not remember the name of the pattern. It is a kit that I purchased at one of the big box stores 2.5 years ago, almost 3 years ago, and put a few stitches in it. It was listed as a weekend stitch, something pretty quick, and it wasn't that for me. The mat that you see was included in the kit, so the kit had the fabric, the floss, and the mat. And when I finally finished stitching it, I decided to find a frame and went looking for this kind of grayish, bluish frame for it because it was, in a very inexpensive kit, and it has taken me forever, and there's some imperfections in the stitching, and there's actually a dirty spot on it, so I decided not to invest in having a custom frame done. So this is my first fully finished object that I framed. So I used the mat board and pin stretched it, and then I did not do any lacing because there's not any room on the back to lace with. And I noticed a lot of these pre-print kits don't give you much fabric to work with, especially this one that had a mat with it. So it is in the frame and it is secured, and the frame does have glass on it, but it is not flush on the back, so I need to come up with a different sealing option for the back of the frame. And I'm sorry that the bottom of this is cut off. I actually loaded the picture to Facebook to show a couple of groups and then deleted the picture, so this is the only one I have of it right now. This is actually at a friend's house. I left it at her house accidentally, but I wanted to start with this picture. And then next I have JBW, I think that's the name, JBW, Santa's Sleigh. I think it's just called Santa's Ride, I think is what it's called. This originally was supposed to be stitched on a white fabric with the colors, and I found this beautiful silver opalescent 18 count Aida and fell in love with it and just knew I had to put something on it, so I kind of grabbed the first Christmassy pattern and went with it. I think all of the colors are working except for the one of the sleigh. The sleigh is that kind of chartreuse color and was not showing up against the fabric. So I tried to, this was one I got stuck on because I have redone the sleigh, I think 5 times. I tried making all of the sleigh, filling it in completely with the chartreuse, and it just looked ridiculous. Then I went to a brown because sleighs are brown, and it overtook the picture. Because the reindeer is a light brown, you couldn't see him anymore. And so then I decided to change back to a lighter shade of brown, and it's still, then you couldn't see Santa. So I went back to frogging all that out, putting the original chartreuse, and then back stitching around it with a silver-esque floss that was just like a shade darker than the fabric, to hopefully just make that green stand out a little bit. And if you'll notice kind of right here, I didn't back stitch in that little curlicue, and nor did I really put enough back stitching here on the curlicue to really differentiate. But I'm not picking this one up again and making any more changes to it. I'm going to count this one as finished as is. I did love this pattern, and I would actually like to do it as a reverse mirror image, either on the same fabric or something completely different. And I kind of envisioned this, both of these hanging off of a mantle on each side with like stockings in the center. So I haven't arranged anything with a finisher to finish this because I just quite don't know which way I want to go with it.